you ever sat down and decided to watch Evangelion, and during your viewing of this classic anime, thought to yourself, you know what this show means? Girls with controls on their butts to control the robots. No? Well, Studio Trigger and A1 Pictures thought that. Today we're going to talk about Darling in the FRANXX, or at least discussing some good solid questions I have about the series. Because with each episode I have more questions than answers. Granted, I've only watched like 4 episodes of the show, but still, I should have some answers by now. So let's get right into it. What is a Klaxosaur? How did they come to be? Are they kind of a techno-dinosaur? Are they from Horizon Zero Dawn? But wait, there are spider Klaxosaurs, so they can't be a dinosaur. They're both a reptile and an arachnid. But wait, there's also a giant worm Klaxosaur. So is Klaxosaur just a blanket term for these monsters? I guess I can accept that as an answer. But where did they come from? Why did they appear? Why do they want to attack people? It clearly doesn't seem to be for food, so what's the point? I understand that in an anime, these creatures don't need an actual motivation sometimes. But personally, when watching a show about a post-apocalyptic future with giant creatures inhabiting the Earth, I prefer a bit of backstory. I like knowing how things got to the point that they're at. I have yet to get that answer. The only explanation I have gotten from the show is, they're here, we have giant butt-controlled robots, let's fight! Which leads to my next set of questions. The robots are controlled by a male and female team, nicknamed the Stmen and the Pistol. The girl, or the pistol, is directly connected to the robot, on her hands and knees, and makes noises that are awkward, to say the least. Then the guy, or the Stmen, gets behind her, grabs her butt, grabs the controllers, and somehow also connects to the robot and the girl, and is able to control the robot, but only if the girl and the guy are in sync. My question here is just, why? Why is this the setup? I know I might be reading into this, but why the metaphorical sex? Actually, I can't just be reading into this. The hands and knees, the awkward moaning, the male and female reproductive flower names. It's just so obvious. Plus, these robots could have been piloted so many different ways. For example, 2 people can pilot the robot still, and they have to be compatible with each other, so it could be siblings, best friends, lovers, doesn't matter, as long as they get along and have an agreement on generally most things. They both get hooked up to a neural controller, or maybe just one of them controls the brain of the robot. They get hand controls, they get leg controls, and I'm describing Pacific Rim. That or Robo-Reptar from Rugrats in Paris.
Are so easily amused. Sacré bleu!
Thank you for flying Air Angelica! See, Chucky? I told you we could do it! Yeah, if we could just find the door!
I'll have your babies for lunch!
Stop wobbling, Chucky! Don't tell me, tell my dream!
Oh, my shell.
Both of these ways of controlling robots makes more sense to me than this. Hell, why not just be Evangelion? Why not be Gundam? Why does it... I think I've made my point. I don't get it. I think it's dumb. My next question is this. If a human is born with Klaxosaur blood, doesn't that make them not a human? Like, genetically they'd be a Klaxosaur, right? That are not a Klaxosaur or a human, and a completely separate species. That could be too. So I guess my real question here is, how did this happen? Was it an experiment at birth? Did they drain the baby of all its blood and then replace it with our patented Klaxosaur Blood Extreme? Or did they make a human mate with a Klaxosaur? Which I don't even know how that would be possible. Actually, I guess this is just another thing about this show that I don't get. I guess I don't get a lot of things about this show. Why do kids get groomed for this? And if they're not good enough for it, why do they get disposed of? Why are the adults like gods? Why are the kids called parasites? Why is there a council of elders called Papa? Why does the robot take on the girl's face when it's ready to go? Why is this allowed in a work environment? Why would you do whatever you're doing to perfectly good food? I don't know. I don't know if I want to continue with this show. I tried it out. I didn't like it. I was left confused and I had so many questions that it compelled me to keep watching. But with no answers in sight, after 4 episodes, I've decided I'm not enjoying it. Not that the show is bad, it's just not for me. A lot of people really enjoy it this season, and kudos to you for liking it, but it's just not my cup of tea. If you think this could be your cup of tea, then by all means, go check it out. Watch the butt piloting in action. Cheer on the underdog hero as he learns to be a pilot again with a crazy non-human hybrid. See some awesome fight scenes with robots versus giant monsters. And remember, kids, never put your never sync your mind with crazy. And with that, this has been KaityCat. I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good night wherever you might be. Subscribe maybe.